Hello, Internet! Shout is here, and it's time for another episode of ShoutStone. A little bit delayed, and I apologize for that, but hey, you know, whatever. Early... Let's segue to the weekend, right? Whatever. Let's get to the action right now. Very soon. This game's coming to us from Homebrewed, who is another viewer of the show, and also from ManaGrind, one of my absolute favorite parts of the Hearthstone esports community. So again, now, without further ado, let's get to the action right now. It is Thrall versus Valeera. Homebrewed, playing the part of Thrall, the Shaman. FloatingBee, playing the part of Valeera, the Rogue.
The pleasure
So,
is mine.
let us get the action started. Argent Squire to get things kicked off for us here. Disregard any small video hiccups. They should be fine now, going forward. I was warned of them when this video arrived. But alright, Argent Squire getting introduced by a Worgen Infiltrator, or getting brought in before an Worgen Infiltrator. Stone Talon. Stone Talon? Wow. Stoneclaw Totem spawning for the Shaman player. And we're getting a little bit of low-value minions out on the field here early, starting to populate some things, maybe get some interesting things to happen, possibly by turn 3. Gonna use that Infiltrator to actually break the Taunt Totem and bot the Hero Power in order to break the shield. So that was actually a pretty smart move on the part of FloatingBee, using the Hero Power, pop the shield, know that if Homebrewed decides to take out that Infiltrator with the minion, it's going to be an even trade. And that's exactly what he will do. It's still a smart play to make, but it would have been a better advantage if it still had that shield. Alright, Scarlet Infiltrator hits the field. 3/1 minion with Divine Shield. It's almost looking like a Paladin deck, not a Shaman deck. Alright. So, I have had requests from some people to talk more about the cards as they're played, and I do try to. I do it in a lot of the games that I cast. So, I might try to cast a game focused specifically for new players to kind of focus on the elements of the game and the cards and some things like that. Alright, anyway, Fairy Dragon coming out for the Rogue player. That cannot be targeted by spells or hero powers, so only minions can take it out. Here comes Backstab. That is going to be sufficient to pop the shield and finish it off with the last charge of that hero power weapon. And he's going to coin out another ability here. Be the Defias Ringleader, which thanks to the combo ability which it has, it'll spawn a 2/1 assistant there. So that combo ability is an exclusive element to the Rogue decks, and it allows it to have either buffed or additional effects on some cards. And as you saw there, it spawned an additional minion because it was played in combo, which basically means something was played before it. So Direwolf Alpha hitting the field, 2/2 minion. It's going to make it a pretty hot target, however, for really any of the other players here. Any of the other minions, I should say. Yeah, he's probably going to sacrifice that cheap throwaway one to take out something of a little bit more value. Down goes the Wrath of Air Totem. And a nice shot in by FloatingBee's Fairy Dragon. He's also going to bring in his weapons again. And then play that Bloodsail Raider. Now that Bloodsail Raider has a battle cry where it gains attack based off the damage value of the weapon you have equipped. So in this case, he had his hero power weapon equipped, which is 1 damage. And it dealt what it needed to do. Alright. Earth Elemental comes out, 7/8 minion with Taunt. It does lock down 3 mana into Overload. Now as you can see in the lower right hand corner, 3 of those mana do have some locks below them. That means on the next turn, those 3 mana cannot be used, and that's a benefit exclusive to the Shaman deck. Overload is a mechanic that lets you borrow mana from a future turn to play something that's a little more powerful for less mana on your next turn. It's a very potent ability. That Frostwolf Overlord gains 1 attack and 1 health for every other friendly minion on the field. Interesting move there. He's going to sacrifice 3 minions to take out that Earth Elemental. And do a little bit of damage with the last charge of his weapon. But he does leave his very powerful Frostwolf Overlord out there. Now that Frostwolf Overlord actually used to have a passive ability instead of a battle cry, where it would adjust depending on how many minions you had on the field. So it could become really powerful, but the more minions that died, the less powerful it became. Alright, he's going to play Backstab, do a couple points of damage, and finish it off with his weapons. And then do a nice direct attack with that 7-point Overlord. And another Ringleader hits the field, which again, there's the combo mechanic in action. So we saw that play out pretty nicely. So he's got that other Earth Elemental, and again, that's going to lock down 3 mana into Overload. And we could also play that Swamp Ooze, which is going to break that weapon. Now, Rogues do have a few other weapon options, but I don't know if we're going to see them from this deck. I don't know what FloatingBee's deck consists of, but we will have to find out. So right now, there's some pretty strong minions out on the field. He's going to play Betrayal. That's going to allow it to do 3 damage to the Earth Elemental. And a nice Eviscerate to do some serious damage. Again to that Earth Elemental, and he can finish it off with that little throwaway minion, which he does again. So this is some really solid play from this rogue player. And this game might be winding down to its end, to be honest.
Mistakes were made.
But we'll have to see what happens, because things like this can turn on a dime. Here comes a Lava Burst for 5. Looks like he's going to try to get rid of that Frostwolf Overlord as quickly as possible. That thing's been nothing but a pain and has dealt some serious damage, so he's definitely gotten his mana's worth out of it, for sure. And Bloodsail Raider coming out. No weapon to gain any buff out of, but it's another minion. It's all he can play at this point. Now he is also sitting on a Fire Elemental, which will be very nice on the next turn. He does have that Wind Speaker as well. We'll have to see what options he decides to put into action. Gonna get Deadly Poison, which will buff up his weapon to a 3 damage. And Blade Flurry, an excellent ability. Deals 3 damage to everything on the opposing side of the table. And now, Homebrewed is down to 7 points of damage. Fire Elemental gonna come out, finish off the little guy. That Defias Ringleader is gone. The field is clear. Fire Elemental out there. Still 7 points remain. But I think this rogue player is hoping to deal enough damage to really try to make things happen. So there's Hex. Now he's going to hold on to that Hex ability. So in case the rogue player tries to get something tricky out there, he'll be able to stop it. Oh, and there's Windspeaker. Puts Wind Fury on that Fire Elemental. This game has just gotten very interesting. Now it's been interesting to begin with, but this could be the turning point. This could be the end of the game, because the rogue player was stuck in a state of top draw, which basically means he was playing whatever he was drawing because he had nothing else.
Pay attention, class.
Alright, SS7 Agent. Combo ability deals 2 damage.
He's
going to pump his weapons again. He's going to do 1 more point. That's going to get him down to 3, but he doesn't have anything else, and he can't attack with any of his minions. He's done. I don't believe it. He's done. Homebrewed has taken the win here because he's persisted and has managed to come back from what looked like near defeat to actually take that game. So that is an excellent example of just persistence and patience and a thorough whooping, as some people might say. So there you have it. That is going to do it for this episode of ShoutStone. I hope you've checked out some of the latest episodes of Games in 60 Seconds, which have also gone up on this channel. I hope you like those. I get a lot of good comments on them. Don't forget, more ShoutStone will be coming next week. And I have nothing else at this point. I hope you were all checking out the ManaGrind tournament, which happened today. I think the US version might still be going on, but donate. Check that video, find the donate link. Donate anyway. You know, it's still for a great cause, so do that. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you folks next time.